Thank you very much, Madam Julia Bentley. And unfortunately, she has to leave immediately to another commitment. Thank you very much to be with us. We look forward to have you more in other. Thank you. I would like now to invite Anafalu, from the chair of the advisory group on gender issues to UN Habitat.
Thank you, Shiri.
5 minutes.
Okay, okay. I'll do my best. I'll try my 5 minutes. Women getting together. Women forming alliances in the world, networking. We are making the difference. We here in this assembly, we are making the difference. And I'm talking on behalf of AGI. And AGI is the Advisor Group for Gender Inclusion. And the Advisor Group for Gender Inclusion is the work of decades of networks and women's working to include gender in the UN Habitat agenda. It's the Wairu Commission, it's the Women and Habitat Network, it's WISI, it's all the networks in the world pushing for the agenda of gender and equality. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you very much for giving us, AGI, the voice in this Women Assembly. And this message should be clear, should be bold to reach governments, UN, and the different stakeholders. We need to make them to commit and include gender perspective as a central issue of the UN and the new urban agenda. We need the allocation of resources. We need to say that we women in the world, we are disappointed. We are kind of angry because many commitments were made since the Fourth World Conference on Women, since the Habitat First, Habitat Second, where we've been very active. But we are still claiming the need of action. We are still claiming the need of investment, clear resource allocations to women issues. In spite of all the advances in the conquest of our rights, that is mainly on our emancipatory capacities that we build these new agendas, there is an extraordinary social debt with women. We are still the omitted subjects in planning, in city policies, and environmental strategies. We are disappointed because the world economy has grown and the global wealth has reached maximum levels, obscenity levels. But at the same time, inequalities have risen shamefully. And women are still the most poor among the poor. Even though we are the great contributors, as Madame Maimouna said in her speech this morning, we are the great contributors to the world economy and to development in every corner of the world, urban or rural, as workers and through our unrecognized work as the caregivers. We are the caregivers of the humanity. We have to remark that inequalities and poverty are not only economic. Inequality and poverty is poverty of rights, of citizen rights. It not only refers to poverty or to income, it refers to citizens' rights. And we are disappointed, very disappointed, because we have been contributing with knowledge, establishing crucial issues on equality, the gender violence, the Safe Cities program, the sexual division of labor, the who cares in the cities, the use of time, and we can enumerate more. In Latin America, from where I come, we are particularly disappointed. We are the urban continent per excellence. More than 80% of our inhabitants living in cities. And we are mobilizing massively in each city of our Latin America because we are still suffering femicide. We are still suffering violence just only because we are women. I'm closing. But we are doing our duties and we are mobilizing. There is that movement that I'm sure you all know, that is No Women Less, that is linking economy with violence, that is linking our issues, yes? And this 8th March, we are calling for a strike of women all over the world. And we need to mobilize. We need to keep claiming. We need to keep building our agendas. And really, what is frightening us is that despite the massive demonstrations around the world claiming for our rights, we are facing a global phenomenon that challenge us, that make us to react, that is the conservative wave that aims to backlash our achievements. And we need to be alert. We need to be alert because it's in the cities where the most shameful inequalities are evident, with the retraction of the social policies, and where fundamentalism are getting stronger and affecting everyday life of women. And we are moving peacefully all over the world. We are all women, the grassroots women, the communities, the youth, the disability, the black, the indigenous, the lesbian, the diversity of women of the world. We are all being mobilized to claim for our rights. And we need to be very active and very proactive in the debate about the right of the city. How do we understand the right of the city for women? We have installed programs against violence. We have been working on budgets, but we need to go further. We need to work on infrastructures, on planning, as Madame Maimouna said today in her speech. But to do that, we need resources, and we need to think big. We need resources, and we need a program of at least 100 cities per continent to be working on infrastructure and how those infrastructure and that planning that omit women is affecting our women's life. We need to be all together. And as I said in the last high-level panel in New York in September, we need a new flagship program. And I trust that with the leadership of Madame Maimouna and with the leadership of our DD, Madame Aissa Kassira, we are going to achieve within UN Habitat, together with the local authorities and government, together with the networks and the leading role of the grassroots women, a flagship program that will take as central the infrastructures and the everyday life of women in the cities. As Madame Maimouna said, and I want to close with this, there is no social inclusion that can be thought without the inclusion of women. It is inherent to social inclusion, the gender inclusion. And if you have $1 to spend and to invest in cities, ask women. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna.